Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'm going to cover Wolverine, the Jungle Adventure, published in 1990 by Marvel Comics. Written by Walt Simonson and drawn by the inimitable Mike Mignola with inks by Bob Wycek. This special really was riding the wave of the marketability of the Wolverine character as Marvel began to realize they could really cash in on Wolverine and have him show up in a bunch of different titles. He was showing up in Punisher War Journal. He was getting his own one-shots and limited series. All that stuff was really just the result of Wolverine's popularity, his ability to move the needle sales-wise. And so in 1990, this was $4.50. This was one of those square-bound special things, not dissimilar to 2 years earlier or a year and a half earlier when Mike Mignola did the amazing Cosmic Odyssey for DC. This is a much lighter story. It's a one-shot. Cosmic Odyssey was a 4-issue prestige series. Each issue was 48 pages. This is just like a 48-page one-shot. So only a fourth of the material. I'm just going to read the back here. Hidden in the frozen wastes of the Antarctic lies an oasis of warmth teeming with lush jungle and echoing to the cries of unknown birds. There, strange tribes of half-men stalk the mists, hunting great beasts that once roamed the earth millions of years ago. It is a place of mystery. Into this lost and forgotten world comes the mutant Wolverine, the deadliest hunter of them all. He's looking for a few good answers, and he's not going to home without them. Snicked. So very cool. We get a little black and white figure work from the interior here. So let's dive in and get the rest of our creative crew. Ken Bruzenak is the letterer. Mark Chiarello is the colorist. And Chiarello is a fantastic color artist, and you're going to see that here. No slouch either, of course, were the Steve Olaf colors in Cosmic Odyssey. But so Mignola is just working with the very best here. Bob Harris is the editor. Scott Edelman's the assistant editor. Tom DeValco, editor-in-chief. Listen, O people of the tribe of fire, as I sing of the coming of the Son of Heaven, how he dropped from the sky, touched his chosen people, and flew back to his home again. The tale of his bravery is the heritage of his clan, and it shall never be forgotten. So really cool splash page there. And we're going to get Wolverine showing up with his tribe of primitives, worshiping this stone monolith with a single Bic lighter on it. Wolverine shows up in the ultralight, unceremoniously gets out. From its belly came a man thing, and there was silence as the Son of Heaven approached the stone. And of a sudden, all our hopes and fears were realized. What's happening, bub? So we get this amazing open panel here to close page 3. Really cool. Mike Mignola, already a masterful storyteller. And Wolverine's going to be confronted here by another leader of this tribe. This is madness. No child of the gods could be so short. Now that's getting to my personal, don't you think? You wear strange raiment and speak with strange accent, but I say you are no god. Stand your ground or die. So they're gonna have a battle for supremacy here. So Wolverine limits himself to not use his claws against this guy, but he realizes he's pretty tough. You're not bad yourself, bub, so listen up and I'll give you a little boxing lesson. Lead with your left, jab, feint, jab, jab, and whammo. So this guy puts up a pretty good fight, but Wolverine knocks him out. Gawk is defeated. Gawk is defeated. So that was that guy's name. And it turns out that Gawk is a woman in some pretty heavily padded armor. And she comes on pretty strong to Wolverine here. And she's pretty powerful. I don't know if it's intimated here that she's a mutant or not, but they're getting along pretty well. Where do you come from? She ultimately asked him. It ain't exactly heaven, doll. Probably closer to someplace a little warmer, but it's still a long way from here. I'll tell you a little story. It won't make much sense to you, but that doesn't matter. It may help me think clearer. So Wolverine recounts his reasons for coming, and he gets attacked here during this flashback sequence. Awesome use of shadow, obviously, here by Mignola, who's a master at this point, even at this relatively young stage in his career. And let me just pick up some of his internal monologue here. Bricks are starting to melt. Gotta nail this guy. Carve out a chunk of pavement fast and make this a shot right down the middle. Got you, you son of a... Flames eating him alive. The water bub hit the... Forget it. So he tries to save the guy who appears to be immolating. And he almost has like an Iron Man type aperture in his hand that caused that, where that blast was emanating from. Yeah. So this clue leads Wolverine to the Savage Land. Who set him up? Who attacked him? And so he lets Gawk know all this. So I still haven't found any answers. You were right. I understand nothing of what you say, but I understand enough. And so, of course, it's clearly intimated here that they've had some relations, and Wolverine is going to join the tribes until he can figure out what his next move is. And the Savage Land is well suited to Wolverine's temperament, his skills, his behavior, and here he shows his supremacy as a hunter. The Logan has killed the beast with his bare hands. He has been reborn to the tribe. So, yes, a great sequence here of him getting this war paint from Gawk. And really, the art really channels the primal nature of Wolverine's state in this story. The Honker of Doom has returned, Wolverine, and this time he has taken Falk's son. So I like that Simonson uses the term honker for the dinosaurs. That is a call out to Turok, son of Stone, where they used to call the dinosaurs honkers. So this guy, Wolverine basically lets him impale him with a spear. You're lucky, bub. In a different time and place, you'd be horse meat right now. Get up and don't ever try that again. I don't always keep my temper. So Wolverine has agreed he's going to kill this dinosaur, this T-Rex, basically, for the tribe. And what an opportunity for Mignola. He gets to draw Wolverine. He gets to work from a Walt Simonson script, have his pencils inked by Rob Wysek, who is incidentally is doing a fantastic job. And he gets to draw dinosaurs in addition to Wolverine. Awesome full-page piece in the story here. Really great. And Wolverine is leading this dinosaur a merry chase. And then he turns and makes his attack. And of course, this T-Rex can't know that Wolverine's bones are laced with adamantium, so it's unable to bite through his arm. And it seemingly swallows him. He's gone. Just like Jackal and all the others. Gone, and my heart with him. But I swear, my Logan, on the scarlet burial ground of my ancestors, that you shall be avenged. But this T-Rex is going to develop a case of indigestion, and in this amazing sequence, we can see Wolverine emerging. And just one of the cooler moments in Wolverine's storied career here. Really awesome seeing him cut his way out of this dinosaur's gullet. And truly has attained his apotheosis within the eyes of this crowd, of this tribe. And on the way back, Wolverine says, "Hey, my ultralight's missing." Did you do this? Think maybe to keep me from leaving? Really excellent communication of the relationship that's developing between these characters, just with a few snatches of dialogue and some amazing artwork. And the single tear tells the tale there. She loves him. And okay, so Wolverine separates from the tribe. This place stinks, and it ain't just the volcano. The whole cyborg scene seems a lot less like the Savage Land setup, and a lot more like something the X-Men might run into. And that being the case, I expect I'll be more comfortable as myself. So here we get to see, really for the first time in this story, Wolverine in his classic brown and tan outfit, with, of course, the classic red belt. And I love Mignola's hulking Wolverine figure work here. Really great. I love those covers that he did for classic X-Men around this time. And he did a series of 5 to 10 covers for them. And I covered them, I think, in one of my episodes. I covered a few of Mignola's covers for classic X-Men. I did like a top list of my favorite classic X-Men covers. And his were definitely, a few of them made it. And here we see the true villain of the piece, Apocalypse. "Welcome to my humble abode. And if you'll forgive me, I am required by law to say this. How nice of you to drop in so unexpectedly." Oh, brother, Wolverine emotes to himself. And we can see here, Apocalypse is at his dark work in the Savage Land. "I have been monitoring you since your arrival in the Savage Land, Wolverine. We haven't met before, but when we are finished here, Apocalypse will be your confidant and mentor." "Oh well. A strong enemy, an unforgiving enemy. If anything, your stay here has only increased your natural savagery. You will be perfect. For though my resources are virtually unlimited, it takes even me time to perfect each individual cyborg. There are so many different and powerful mutants, you understand, that each cyborg must be constructed from my cavemen with the greatest care in order to ensure the destruction of the target. As you can see from the condition of my latest arrival, I have been able to increase the speed of the process, but your fortuitous arrival will change everything." So this, I think, is the kid that the tribe was missing. So Apocalypse is really up to some sinister stuff here when Gawk shows up to help bail Wolverine out, causing a distraction. Wolverine's large lady friend. Yeah, I don't remember Apocalypse being written this jocularly, but Walt Simonson was writing him in X Factor. I'll have to go back and check that out. "An ace in the hole, Wolverine, a hidden partner. No, I thought not. Too noble, too self-sacrificing, and too worried that she wasn't a professional. Not that that helped you either." So here's that lighter coming back to play here. She throws it to Wolverine. So he's going to try to cut his way free. And he is unable to, but he uses the lighter's flame to burn his bonds and get free that way. And so now, of course, we're going to have a fight with Apocalypse, which is pretty cool. I love Mignola's take on Apocalypse. Very solid. I do like the black border too that they've chosen here for these pages. Here, Gawk frees Chackle as Wolverine is fighting. And this is a pretty brutal struggle here. It goes on for a number of pages. And we get a little Doctor Doom switcheroo action here. Holy, this ain't really Apocalypse, it's a robot. Liar, my blood is as red as yours. We'll argue about that later, bub, after I cut you up into little pieces. So it's an Apocalypse robot who actually thinks it's Apocalypse, which is pretty great. It's a great way to have a confrontation with an A-list villain like Apocalypse, but it's actually not him. And this happened a lot with Doctor Doom over the years when he appeared in other people's books. There were times that those appearances were just attributed to a Doom bot. And this sequence of destruction of the robot, too, is just really impressive. Mignola's command of the action, obviously writing from a script written by Walt Simons and a gifted artist himself, one of the best. I mean, it's just a great team up. And I do love Wysek's inks on Mignola's pencils, too. I think that sucker cracked a rib, but he's through taking my tribe. Still, it doesn't make sense. We don't know much about Apocalypse. Maybe he was a robot all the time. But what was he really after? And look at this setup, all the dust. What's that? A skull made of? No. You should learn to relax more, Logan. It's a wonder you haven't had a heart attack by now. But of course, you have special advantages over most people. That voice, it can't be. And why not? Every artist likes to sign his work, Wolverine. Apocalypse, some sort of hologram. I see you have succeeded in the task I set you. And most impressively, I might add, well done. What are you talking about? Unknown to my former servant, I monitor every outpost of my domain. Perhaps the high radiation level of the laboratory destroyed his higher logic functions. In any case, my robot subverted his original programming, constructed a logical framework for the salvation of ordinary humans, and put together a plan of action. I was quite proud of him, but of course, it was not possible to let him continue. He might have become rather a nuisance in the end, working against me that way. I knew you would be his next target, and arranged to have you meet your would-be assassin in a most public place. So he used Wolverine to take out his inconvenient ex-servant, a robotic doppelganger of himself. So Wolverine's going to try to destroy Apocalypse Laboratory, and he succeeds. Love this panel here. This gorgeous, rich red here. Just incredible colors on this. Really nice. The gods have spoken, Gawk. We must return home now. So be it. The Wolverine is gone, Chuckle. And this evil he sought to overcome, who can say? Only in time will we. The Wolverine, we have been delivered. He sees us. Will he not return home with us? He will be returning home. And so the Wolverine's great singing bird carried him beyond the dome of the sky into the dawning sun. To live among the gods again, and perhaps to remember us as his people at times. The days have come and gone since his departure, and we have never seen him again. But he came to us in our hour of greatest need. The tribe of fire will honor his memory and his sacred trust until the end of time. And he will dwell in the hearts of his people forever. So great. This is obviously Wolverine's son. So think about it too. A character who's lived as long as Wolverine and loved as fiercely as Wolverine has probably left, let's say, a few unclaimed children in his wake. And this is just another one. It's reminiscent too of Colossus and his first visit to the Savage Land when he hooks up with Noreen, and she eventually, it's revealed in a classic X-Men issue, or maybe no, I think X-Men and an X-Men annual, that one of those kids is his son. So what a fun story, really cool, lots of great action, just a cool Wolverine one-shot. And at the beginning of the 90s, this was only going to accelerate, and Wolverine would become, of course, the face of Marvel Comics, more so than perhaps even Spider-Man on some level in terms of his marketability to comic fans. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I sure enjoyed bringing it to you. If you did, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.